Hey guys, Huzzy here, bringing you another video. Now, welcome back to the Huzzy Spectates series, the series that I get replays from either tier 3 Twitch subscribers or a Patreon tier, and I break down their replays as much as I possibly can. Obviously, sometimes people send in replays that I'm not, a main in that role, but generally I know what I'm doing, or I know a general good idea. Anyway, today's episode, if we bring up the loading screen and all the ratings, you can see it's a lowish silver game majority with a couple of bronze people thrown in the mix, so like a low silver, high bronze game. And the person we're going to be looking specifically into is the Leona, who is Duke. They have a 52.4% win rate. And let's just have a quick thing. Is there anybody that is kind of outstanding of like who am I looking that the enemy, could be doing well, or someone on the friendly team is going to do good? Well, obviously, the Zed, we don't know anything about. Potentially his first ranked game. Just to remind everybody, because there's some people like, how is it his first ranked game? He's playing with these people. When you first start ranked, your MMR is actually Silver 4. So, with all the Silver 4s in this game, it could very well be this Zed's first ever ranked game. But yeah, you've got people with some negative win rates. You've got the Vayne, the Camille, the Diana, the Kane, like a lot of negative win rates. So what does negative win rates tell you? Either you are going through a rough patch at the moment, and that will eventually level out, or the game is basically saying, we want you to be lower rated. We don't want you to be this high rated now. But on the friendly team, again, a lot of low negative win rates, with only the Casio having a positive. But team comp wise, not crazy team comps, like nothing out of the ordinary. I will say the enemy team comp has, I don't know what as support, so we'll find out that soon. I think it's I actually don't know. We'll find out. So obviously there's a weird support nonetheless, but again, what I would say, and we'll begin the replay now, is if you are low rating, please, 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 please help yourself by not picking really dumb stuff. Like whenever I've had a conversation with people of, I'm low rating, I'm bronze, I'm silver, I want to climb higher, I'm like, okay, so what do you play? And pretty much most people who are in this situation will then bring up something really dumb that they play. Oh yeah, I play Zed support. What? Like, that's the point, is that you shouldn't be doing stuff that is literally just dumb. Pick meta stuff if you want the easiest way to climb. And again, we are going to be doing a off meta to diamond, which is going to prove you can get diamond playing off meta, but we're not going to be doing dumb stuff. Like, there's a difference between off meta and dumb. So there. So I still don't exactly know who's in the bot lane, to be honest. So it's going to be a surprise for me as much as you guys. Again, I asked the people who give me these replays to tell me nothing about them. Don't tell me who wins. Don't tell me who gets fed. Don't tell me anything, because I want it to be basically a first impressions replay that I can kind of react as you guys are. So if I notice something and you guys didn't, then that's something that you can work on at home because I noticed it and you didn't. Vice versa. If I don't notice something you guys do, then it's like, aha, I noticed something that Huz didn't. So there you go. So let's actually speed it up. Hopefully the replay doesn't die. Sometimes I've done this when we're doing replays, and because it's a little bit of temperamental technology, sometimes it does simply just die when you do something that's very basic, like pausing it, rewinding it 15 seconds. But anyway, nice pull by my team to the Gragas. I actually want to check how much AP he's got. He's got 19 AP, which is standard. He also does have Thunderlords. I'm hoping he doesn't go AP Gragas because they don't need AP Gragas. Like, just to quickly just point out again as another point to everybody, as a general thing, if you've got damage Wukong, damage Casio, and a damage Misfortune, you don't need to be a damage Gragas when you're an amazing tank frontliner. So sometimes it's worth just kind of doing, having a little look. So this is my point. It is Zed support. I don't know what's going through this person's mind. Again, like we saw, this could be this person's first ever ranked game, but that's still not an excuse. Some people say, oh, it's his first ever ranked game. He doesn't know what he's doing. So in my head, he shouldn't be in ranked. Again, I rushed into ranked when I first started playing League, and I played 6 games of ranked in Season 1. I lost all 6. And then I kind of got scared of playing ranked after that. But just to also mention, before lane phase actually begin, for some reason, the Diana had blown her flash. Not really sure why, but that was a thing. So that is going to give Cassiopeia a big advantage in the early game. Now, what I would want to see from this lane is either like that, like Leona basically nearly killed the Zed alongside the Misfortune. But they've got to be a bit careful. Duke is going very all in. The heal's coming down. Ignite's coming down too. And I would say Duke went way too all in for that. Like, again, Zed isn't a support, but he's still a damage dealer. He's still going to do a decent amount of damage, which you can't ignore. The whole point of when you're playing against a non-meta support is you can punish them from not being meta. You can punish them in, like, different aspects of the game. And Zed, as a support, is basically going to have to, like... He's basically going to have to, like, poke you as much as he can. And when he's committed his W, that's when you can go in. But that was simply just the wrong time to go in. It's pretty much that simple. You're just walking into damage at that point. But yeah. Another thing that is if he doesn't build meta items, doesn't buy a Sightstone or anything like that, that should be really low health Gragas. That should be alarm bells of gank, 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 because obviously Sightstone is 100% needed, and if somebody doesn't build it, they're opening themselves up to weakness. But let's quickly just reorganize everybody into their rightful position, which now they are. Leona going in again, good damage this time, so that's nice. Got to be careful of return damage. Just want the Misfortune. See, right there, again, you see a lot in even high rating games. Misfortune was just standing there like a startled rabbit in headlights for about 2 seconds, not doing anything. There's at least 2 auto attacks there. Like, make sure you're not just like randomly just clicking when you could just be auto attacking. Make sure you get those off, especially if the attention isn't even on you. With Duke, like, getting them and having them onto the side attacking him, Misfortune had no pressure on her, yet still didn't do anything in return. So really make sure that you're doing that, as every little helps. I've said to you guys time and time again, every auto attack that you can get is potentially a kill down the line. If someone gets away with 20 health in 2 minutes, that 20 health a little bit earlier, that might have made the difference. You never know. That catch-up could be something that just cost you the kill or not. So I do want to see like a little bit better last hitting probably from both AD carries. There's a kill for Wukong. He is probably going to get killed though by a gank. Hopefully he can get out, but I doubt it. He actually does still have flash, so yeah, he should be fine. He is, which is good. Gank coming in bot lane, which is what we want. Okay, now, again, I know this is a weird replay because we're technically playing against something that you guys will probably never play against. Obviously, Zed support, but you know he blew flash from the earlier fight. You know he doesn't have ignite. He's just burnt the W, his shadow, and you see Gragas coming in. This is the time to engage right now. Literally just vroom. Has flash up? I would even say a flash engage onto the Zed might even be good. Like, just jump on his face and you will pretty much kill him instantly. So let's see how it goes. Really want to see engage. What I do not want to see is a random Misfortune walking away. What are you doing? Why is she walking away? Her jungler's here. The enemy bot lane is vulnerable and she was walking away. Weird. So she's taken a while to get there. She is now there. Gragas come in for the gank. Boom, 1 kill. And unfortunately, probably not going to get the stun. Okay, gets the stun with the flash. And double kill. So there we go. Really nice. Again, Misfortune could have definitely easily got one of those kills if she was actually involved from the start of that. But for some reason, she did decide just to walk away when the gank was beginning. So that was a bit weird, but that was good. And again, this is a lane that my team can punish. And I would wager, if I had to guess, I would say the Zed, again, I've not watched the replay, know nothing about it. I would guess the Zed is going to end the game with over 10 deaths. I'd say he's probably going to have over 5 just coming out of lane phase. Now, some people are like, why? Well, in lane phase, he's weak. He's going to be, you know, if my team continue playing the way that they are, I think they can just keep killing. But because when lane phase ends, he is still, in the end of the day, a Zed. But he's going to be a Zed with basically no gold. Now again, this Misfortune, for some reason, has had a really weird playstyle. So in times that she needed to be with her team, she was walking away. And in times where she should be nowhere near the enemy team, she's by herself when her team are doing Dragon. It makes no sense. And again, this is the point that I've made in several of these commentaries when I go, if you said to this person, why did you do that? They simply will not have an answer. They can't have an answer because there is no logic to what they're doing. So let's watch how it goes. Vayne did flash to get the stun. Zed's going to jump on her face as well. And boom, a dead Misfortune for completely nothing. Completely no reason to die there. And the That's just the way that it goes, unfortunately. And again, these are the type of people, like a lot of AD carries go, damn it, my support weren't with me. How did I die? You should be with me. When in reality, most of those situations are exactly like that. It's an AD carry overstaying, being right up in the enemy team's face when they shouldn't even be there. It's that simple. Vayne, for some reason, just to kind of say, Vayne... I have no idea what's going on this game. It's a fiesta. Vayne has 13 farm right now, but she is leaving lane to try and get a kill on Leona. That is not 100% a kill when she's giving up a lot of lane farm and XP. What? Like, what's going on? Like, is Vayne basically going, hey, Zed, you can have the lane farm. I'm going to go get some kills. I have no idea. Now that the Vayne is also caught out, this is hopefully going to be a good engage. By the way, Zed is literally farming in lane. Leona gets a nice E, and now Vayne's dead. No idea what's going on, but I kind of like it in a weird way. So there's a nice kill. So that does a little bit make up for the Misfortune's mistake. You know, that Misfortune overstay got killed. Oh, now she gets a free kill, and she's ahead on farm. Vayne didn't do any farming for the last, like, couple minutes. And there we go. So, weird game. But these are low silver to high bronze games. I'm sure a lot of people watching these commentaries are going to be like, yep, these are like my games. And a lot of people say, so how do you climb in these games? Well, let me just say this right now. If you have somebody that knows what they're doing in the complete mess of what's going on in these games, you'll probably climb quite easily. Like, I'm sure you can't really disagree with that. If you know what you're doing, your mechanics are on point, your decision making is good, you can win your lane in most games, there is no excuse to not climb. Like, these games are mental. But if you get fed, you'll just take it and just run with it. It's pretty much that simple. Like, you can see the Wukong's got good farm. Cassio's got great farm, but she did just get jumped on. Right, Misfortune is actually attacking the wrong target right now. When your support is CCing a Vayne to the side, and the Zed has just used his W so he can't even get on you, attack the Vayne. Attack the thing your support is attacking, because Leona even buffs your damage with her W, if my memory serves correct. I actually want to check that. Let me just quickly, hang on. W, Leona. When nearby enemy struck, take 100 damage restrain. Or maybe it doesn't anymore. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, Vayne is going to be kiting a little bit well. Misfortune is running into a bit of damage. Does have ultimate, though. They should turn. Turn. Get the stun. Unfortunately missed. And now ult. Your Q is now. Too late. Misfortune's quite slow. So that should have probably done it. Oh, is it Leona's passive? All right. So double kill for Zed. And again, a lot of mistakes going on. Decision-making mistakes. So as a support, a lot of the time, as a support, you've got to know what your AD carry is like. Right? It's vice versa. If you're an AD carry player, you've got to kind of work out, okay, what does my support play like? If you're a support player, you've got to work out what your AD carry is like. If I was Duke in this game as Leona, I would have already figured out my Misfortune basically has no idea what they're doing. So I'm not probably going to play aggressive anymore. It's unfortunate because this lane should be very much free and they should get fed off this lane. But because of the Misfortune's lack of sense, there's no point playing aggressive because you can't rely on it. And someone you can't rely on, you can't play around. Like, it's that simple. So whether Duke buys mobility boots and starts roaming, because you can even see the Zed has roamed already once and now is even roaming twice, and that's a Zed support. So potentially roaming could be something that she could look into. Nice kill coming potentially onto Diana. Nice. Returning the damage. Gragas, by the way, is going the AP, which I said I hope he wouldn't do, but he is. Good ultimate. Damage. Where's all the damage? Keep the damage going. She could have got a double kill then. She got one. And now spam. Okay, there's the ultimate and there's a Camille. But yeah, just very slow, obviously, play that's going on right now. Wukong does actually have his combo. And spin. And spin. Okay. Should have probably done that a little bit earlier. If he went all in on the Zed with, like, Ignite and everything, he probably would have killed it pretty easily. But yeah, this game is a mess. But farming-wise, there is some positives. So Cassio's farm isn't bad. Misfortune does have more farm, but obviously the bot lane randomly is sharing the farm by the looks of it. They could commit to this tower a little bit more if Leona was to stay a little bit nearby. Because also, you have to see the level difference. Level 7 Misfortune, level 4 Leona. That's a massive deficit in bot lane that there shouldn't be that big of a hole. Generally, maybe your AD carry is 1 level ahead, maybe 2 if you've done a lot of roaming. But Duke hasn't even done roaming this game. You know, that's a big gap between these two players. And that's Duke probably not being in range all the time to get that XP. Really important. Because it's even more important in this type of lane when you need to make sure you can lock people down for a Misfortune ultimate with that Leona ult that is an AoE stun that you could potentially stun both the Zed and the Vayne if you get a really good one off. But let's see how they keep her going. We don't know where the Zed is. Good farming, those level 5. Running away from each other, Vayne could take that opportunity to go in. We still don't know where there is the Zed. So they go in with no vision. Ultimate's coming down, wrong time to ultimate when a Zed is literally on your face attacking you. But this is where the decision making of when to go in and stuff is like a little bit hazy. So Vayne by herself, let's go in! They had no vision of Zed, and Zed literally walks around the corner as they go in. This is why you need vision. This is why you need vision of the tri-bush, potentially like or just a ward like around here. Vision is key. You know, vision is going to tell you if you can do stuff or not. But surviving is good, obviously not ideal. Q and E. And Zed just suicided, and Vayne's dead as well. Unfortunate execute on the Vayne, but I have no idea what that was, but yeah. That's the way it goes. Wukong is gone and reconnected, but in that time that he lagged out, he did get killed. Again, some people say that's scumbag. It's not. It's ranked. If you have a bad connection, it's your problem. It's that simple. If you're playing ranked, where rating is on the line, that other people's ratings on the line, you shouldn't be playing if you've got bad internet. And I know a lot of people get triggered when I say that, but I did it. When I had bad internet, I didn't play because I knew it would probably cost me games. And I didn't want to, one, cost myself games because of internet, because I'd imagine I'd be really annoyed from the internet with that. But secondly, I don't want to cause other people losses, other people's hard-earned rating of a loss that I've caused because of my own internet. So I would just leave it alone. Wait until you get better internet. Or computer, depending what it is. And I know that's a very easy thing for me to say, but it's easy for me to say because I've been there. I was the guy with the terrible internet, terrible computer, everything. Vayne goes mid lane, does die. Zed by himself. Exhaust comes down, and a dead Zed. So this is where the game is going to start to fall apart. If the Vayne goes by herself, she will die. If the Zed goes by himself, he will die. Again, this is why you shouldn't be playing Zed support. Like, even though the Zed has way more kills than I would ever want him and expect him to get, he's still not going to have enough of what a Zed should have. It's that simple. Now there's Misfortune's back, but she's back straight away. DC reback. Also, Infernal Dragon is up. Very important, obviously, for both teams. It's actually probably more important for the enemy team than our team, considering it is an Infernal that it does AP and AD. So someone like a Leona isn't going to be benefiting from an Infernal very much, but considering the whole enemy team is damage, they're all going to be benefiting from that a lot. Fighting top lane, Wukong going relatively all in. This should be a free kill. Lovely, well done. That's very nice. He's ahead on farm, gets a solo kill. So yeah, this game is generally going all right. So lane phase is probably starting to come to an end. People are still, you know, they are still kind of naturally going to their lane. So lane phase still is right now. But I'd say probably in the next 5 minutes or so, lane phase will probably be over from what I can probably kind of tell. Potentially more kills coming in bot lane soon, though, I'd imagine. Zed has ultimate. They're under tower. Zed will be looking for the Misfortune, but if they go for another dive, they're dead. So they're just wave clearing with the Leona W. That's perfectly fine to do. Auto attack as much as you can. And that should be fine. And dandy. Damage in mid lane happening. Tower dives everywhere. And Cassio does die from the potentially last tick of the night. Right, sorry, I missed the engage. Engage coming from Zed. Unfortunately, Leona ult misses. And Zed survives with very low health. And he just 2v1 them. Vayne didn't even get involved there. But that is all about making sure you land that CC. If you can't, then Zed's going to kind of do what he does. Leona should actually be walking up on the back line. If they dive the Leona, they're dead. Like, they are literally twice now killing themselves, and now even surviving. And dead Vayne? No, don't walk back in. Okay, Duke did kind of die then when he shouldn't have. He was going to live, but he went back in, which is a bit greedy. But a kill's a kill. But I don't know what originally started the fight over here. I'm guessing a Misfortune kind of walked into a Zed combo. Again, if you know what to expect, you should just play a little bit more back, and then you'll be completely safe. and then Zed won't be able to do anything. Like, again, Zed's only doing stuff this game because he's getting kills. But, once again, Vayne overextended. Misfortune with her power-up speed boost gets the kill instantly with the Duskblade Drakthar. So, there we go. Again, like I mentioned, I really don't want the Gragas to go AP, but he bought the Runic Echo. Second item, I am hoping that's going to be the, oh, what's it called? The movement speed thing. I hope that's a thing for him. If he does go something else, like Rod of Age, I would, you know, I'd be very confused. But I'm hoping and giving him the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't do it. Now, again, pointed out that the Misfortune's done this numerous times. This isn't even the first time that she's done this game. She is by herself. She's been against a Zed. Zed literally 2v1'd them in bot lane just now, recently. So why on earth is she staying around in another now 1v1 when Zed just even 2v1? So let's see how it goes. Zed does a combo. He doesn't decide to go in for it, which is kind of surprising. Maybe he feels like he needs Ignite to finish her off. Cassio does die in mid lane, unfortunately. But, yeah, don't know why Zed didn't engage them. But Misfortune's going to continue to farm. You can see, obviously, the farm. If you add up these two, it's 86. 83, so Misfortune has got a lead, which is good, or relatively as an individual, but even against the two of them. Right, Engage coming in mid lane. This is a potentially good flank, and they need to do something. Gragas misuses E, unfortunately. Good Diana ult coming down, but Kayn is around to try and back people up. But now Misfortune, my team should be looking to go back in. Bad Misfortune ultimate. Only be looking for Misfortune ultimates when people are actually stationary a lot of the time. But they will get the Kayn kill, which is good. But that does leave now the bot tower open. So they probably should rotate, or they should go all in for the mid tower and then all in for the Infernal. If they get mid and Infernal, that's a worth thing to do. They potentially will also kill Diana as well. Yes, they do. Really easy and free. Duke picks it up himself. And Cassio's just going to hold the bot tower, which is good. She's actually waiting to see if someone like pops up. But some people in Twitch chat are saying, why is the Zed taking farm? Because this is low rating. It's low silver, high bronze. People don't know what they're doing. The Zed shouldn't take farm, but he's going to because the guy is playing, let's be honest, he's playing Zed support. If he wasn't, you know, if he knew what he was doing, he wouldn't be playing Zed support, put it that way. Wukong with a lovely engage. Potentially will be okay, I would think. Okay, now he actually should go back in. And back out now. You have the kill with Ignite. He was greedy then. He 100% had the kill with Ignite, but he continued thinking he needed one more auto attack. So he potentially could have also survived there too. But yeah, like the Zed is pinging. Infernal Dragon is up. Very important. So what I would want to see is both teams now, when these guys revive, go to the Infernal Dragon. It's the best thing to do. Potentially push these minions and then do it. But yeah, you want to take an advantage where you can get them. And right now, if you fought in a 5v5, my team, the Duke's team, would absolutely wreck these people in a 5v5. You've got a guy that is the strongest person on the enemy team is a support as a Zed, who obviously doesn't team fight very well. He's more of a tank. So what I would want to see from Duke, if you're wanting... Again, if you're wanting to climb, sometimes you need to be the shot caller, especially if you're playing jungle or support. So what I would say is Duke right now should be making those calls. He might be, but I want to see pings of, hey, let's go do Dragon. Let's get it done. Vayne, by the way, is literally not paying attention to what's going on. That Diana just got killed behind her. And now she's just kind of gone, oh, there's the enemy team. Now she's going to walk straight potentially into a Gragas. Kayn also is fighting back here. Really nice stun by Duke, actually. That was great. Continuing to go. Vayne is now trying to survive. Good ult by MF. And Duke is just holding the Zed at bay. Potentially should have rotated a little bit quicker. Kayn gets ultimate. Unfortunate E. Zed is here for some reason. Don't really know why. And they will probably all peace out. Cassio actually goes for a flash on it. Run towards your team, Cassio. Again, if you ever get ulted by a Zed, walk towards your team because he'll pop up and then your team can instantly CC him. Okay, that's good. Duke is the one that's pinging for Infernal. So even if they don't do Infernal right now, Duke is calling the right thing. Infernal Dragon's very important. Why dive? Like, what is there to gain diving by yourself? I have no idea. Like, again, there's just miscommunication, misplay going on a lot of the time. So let's go over, do the Infernal Dragon, reset, get a nice buff, and that's great. That's what you want to do. That's the right call. And obviously, yes, like we saw, Duke did make that call a little bit earlier, which is good. That's what we want. Again, if you are mid and support, support and jungle, Your job mainly is to make those calls. You're the person with the most free time on your hands, not going to just a 1v1 opponent the whole time, so you can kind of pay attention to other things and decision making and stuff like that. That's a part of those roles more so than others. Let's look into the gold though. So we've got a big lead in top lane, 1,000 gold. Mid lane, jungle, 600 gold lead. Mid lane, over 1,000 gold lead. Bot lane, over 1,000 gold lead. And support, well, nearly a 2,000 gold lead for Zed. But that's the problem. That's the thing. It's a support. It's not that much of an issue, especially that it's a Zed. If it was something like, I don't know, a brand that was that fed, I'd honestly be more worried. But because it's a Zed that isn't buying Sightstone, there's no vision on the board. It's a Zed, so if you group, you counter him. There's no worries at all. There's no issue. Good kill by Wukong again. Cassio actually just missed her E, unfortunately, and she does just get, boom, one shot by the two assassins, and that's what I'm talking about. If you go by yourself, you could be in trouble. You group, you're not in trouble. Leona looking for a nice engage. Potentially he's going to get the Vayne. Needs probably a Q. Good stun. That's the Misfortune combo that we're looking for. Only use the combo when someone is stationary. Misfortune does unfortunately get one shot to the Zed. Again, no protection eventually. Zed ult coming down. Probably a dead Duke, I'd imagine, is so. Gragas potentially gets a kill. E, bonk, bonk, bonk. Lovely kill. Really nice. Wukong is going to continue trying to push his lead with the Rift Herald in top lane, which is great. A lot of pings coming down. The Camille absolutely spamming, going, help! Gragas getting dove. Again, that's not going to be the easiest thing to dive, but they actually do end up doing it. And again, what we are seeing is some good things with engages and stuff like that by my team. But every single instance, don't know why. Oh, she ulted the wrong clone. Wow. Every single instance that we have seen pretty much in this game that the enemy team is gaining little things, is when they're alone. Is when someone can, like a Zed, can just get to the Misfortune in the backline. If you clump and group, the enemy team won't do anything this game. Like, again, they've even got a Vayne, and Vayne's not even good at doing that. Not in, like, this stage of the game. In late game, it's a bit different, but not now. So that's what I would recommend, is a group as much as you can with a Wukong, Misfortune, Leona combo. Enemy team won't be able to cope. Pretty much that simple. Again, Misfortune, for some reason, positions really badly, basically walking in. Cassio to the rescue, though, but never mind, Vayne is here. Leona is going to be looking just to engage, actually, on the Vayne. I would probably say they need to walk away. Zed goes for a big engage himself. Really good stun. Potentially my team can get there. There's a double knock-up, and they will both go down. Wukong coming in now late to the fight. Does get one kill. He actually ultimates a little bit too late or early. Does get a double knock-up eventually, though. Gragas coming into the fight. Another kill. Kayn ultimate onto the Wukong, stack onto the Gragas. Hopefully the Gragas uses his ultimate. He does, but it's a bit too late. And obviously this is not actually that very good. Why? Because Camille wasn't involved in this. Camille for this whole fight was top lane, and they just aced them. So I will say again, that was probably Misfortune's a little bit fault. She literally walked into a Zed into the enemy territory. So that's not good. Misfortune just has to play a style that she just gets, it's not even getting carried, it's getting protected. But a lot of the time, a lot of people don't let themselves get protected by their own positioning. They play in the front, they get engaged on when they should be in the back. And it's like, just stay back. It's simple. Anyway, Cassio trying to go for a kill onto the Camille. The W does very well versus Camille because it actually technically grounds people. She does get the E away though, so that's probably an escaped Camille there, I would imagine. Wukong going bot lane, potentially she's going to take on the Vayne. Camille, I think, is going away. So what you've got to ask yourself now is, why is my team here? What are they gaining? Is there a plan to why they're now top lane? Wukong is going for the kill in the bot lane on the Vayne. Don't know where the Vayne actually has gone, but she actually ult-Q'd with the stealth and trying to get away that way. But Wukong probably is going to catch up, I'd imagine, unless she blasting plants over, which she does. Zed is now bot lane, so this is going to be a good brawl. Okay, so she doesn't now. And now Wukong is in a 2v1, 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 trying to do as much damage as he can. He should actually cancel it, and now bang! 2v1, everybody. So that's really good. Alright, so now there's a big fight happening in bot lane. Duke gets engaged on really good Cassiopeia ultimate. I presume Misfortune got engaged on once again by bad positioning and does go down. Unfortunately, again, Gragas nowhere to be seen, not grouping. And this is the basic thing on how these guys have to win the game. If Cassio can hold off and survive as long as we can, which I don't think she's going to do, and yeah. So, if Wukong is 2v1ing people, well, technically, you then should be as 4 people versus 3. And that's very easy, a 4v3. But for some reason, Gragas was by himself as mid lane. Don't know why. Again, if you're a tank person, you're not a carry, you shouldn't really be split pushing. You should be protecting. Okay, if Gragas can get a good ultimate off. Ultimate. Ultimate. Nice. Don't know why they're diving. Free kill. Been some really weird dives this game. Now, hopefully my team actually goes all in on this because they could probably kill people. There's an okay Misfortune ultimate, but it might have been okay just to auto-attack, to be honest. But they do get up 1 kill. Camille's going to continue with the true damage and gets another kill. So, again, pretty messy. Pretty messy. But now Camille is now overstaying. Leona's going to look for an engage on. Potentially should have gone then. But Camille is also staying. You're staying? Good double stuns by her with the exhaust, but she does end up getting the tower. But what? Why stay? Again, towers, you can always get a tower again, like especially when it's low health. Towers are nothing in late game. They fall like nothing to an AD carry or a Camille or something like that really quickly. Zed also roughly in this area. Potentially Leona should look for an engage with a Wukong on the side. Or Wukong will just go for the kill by himself. Let's see. Doesn't seem to have the range. Potentially walking into a Cassio, but he is running into his own territory. Potentially a Cassio should W there, though. But again, more grouping that goes on, the less the Zed's going to do, the less the Vayne's going to do, less the Camille's going to do. So that's all they really got to do to win this game. I'm saying do a lot. Misfortune is 1v1ing the Vayne, does end up getting it. And again, that is going to be because the Vayne really hasn't done a lot this game. Unfortunate, doesn't get the stun off onto that Leona ultimate, does get the E, which is nice. Gonna finish off that kill. Just continue protecting as much as you can. Stand on top of your Leona for the Q. Instant Q. Does get away actually with the E, unfortunately. Gragas by himself now with the Misfortune. They're going to go for the kill, which I think is a really good thing. And now they should probably look for either the Baron, or they could just push and try to get an inhibitor. If they kill Kayn, I would go for the Baron. But let's see how this goes. Wukong continuing his chase, does get smited for a slow, but then Kayn makes a decision of turning and doesn't get the kill and does go down. Potentially a Baron is now in the books because it is a jungler that you just killed last, so technically they'll be last up. And Zed, to be honest, to me, isn't a big threat. You are now clumping, you are now grouping, so Zed really shouldn't do anything now you are group. And that should be a relatively free Baron. And no smite, apparently. Oh, he didn't have smite up. Okay, that was actually a bit risky. If Zed randomly queued that, that would have been bad. But again, this game, it's kind of falling into place of how I would guess it would go. If nothing changes from now on, if there's no random, I don't know, M. Night Shyamalan plot twist, then this game should be pretty easy from here on out. It's weird, you know, again, when you're playing against like something off-meta like Zed, it sometimes can throw you off. Misfortune by herself again. Stand next to random ultimates. You know, when you are playing something that is off meta, it sometimes can put you off. But again, always just think about what you're doing. As long as you're thinking about what you're doing, to be honest, it shouldn't be that hard to actually counter it, especially when it's not supposed to be there. Because like I wouldn't even call like a Zed support off meta. That isn't just off meta. That's just to me troll. That there's no benefit of playing him in off meta, playing him in support at all. It doesn't exist. Anyway, Wukong should probably actually be working his way. Diana by herself gets caught out. Boom, free kill. Does do a lot of damage, I do have to say that, but a good survival nonetheless. Kayn looking for the backline Cassio, I'd imagine, but now is stuck in the pit by himself. Okay, does Q over the wall, straight into Wukong, does get the knock-up. Gragas misses the E. Gragas uses the ultimate, pins him against the wall, and now Wukong should actually do a lot of damage. Now they're doing the right thing of directing their attention to the AD carry. One-shot the AD carry, and Bob's your uncle, you're completely fine. Camille looking for a kill on the Cassio. Again, Cassio E, Cassio W, completely counters the Camille E because it grounds people. It makes so they can't actually do mobility spells, and therefore, obviously, she can't get away. Wukong, I don't think, realized that he had Kayn inside of him. A lot of healing coming out, but does go down eventually. And now Zed by himself is also going to get killed. And there we go. So again, grouping is the best friend of my team. In this game, I would guess it's going to be a victory within the next 5 minutes. But because it is a bit lower rating, let's say 10. But really all they should be doing potentially is these two actually should come mid lane. Be more of a group, be stronger. And that potentially gives you like a bigger chance of actually going for stuff. Now again, decision making. You're 3 people. Your Wukong's arguably your strongest damage dealer right now is going top lane. One of your tanks is farming for some reason, Krugs. Going for this, again, 3 of them are dead right now, but you've got to be careful. You've got to make sure that you'll be okay. Vayne goes for an ultimate. I don't know why. Does get killed instantly. So now it's okay. So there we go. So hopefully they'll probably be able to get the inhib if the Greg... Okay, they should back out now. No point trying to risk it. The enemy team has just come back up. Diana's getting, again, countered by the Cassio. Does get a lot of damage, but does end up doing enough. They should be damaging CC as much as they can. Do end up getting a couple more kills. And now, they shouldn't go for the inhib, in my opinion. I think they should go back and buy. They got to be a bit careful, especially when their Cassio is not 100% confident of actually walking in. Gragas is going to just do as much as he possibly can. He actually, Z ultimates randomly a Gragas who is a tank now. Bad decision. Again, that's what you get for grouping. You don't give them options. You don't give them carries to go onto. A lot of Kane damage, coming out. And this is why I kind of said they should have probably backed out. Is that you're pushing it too much. You've probably got a lot of gold in your wallets. You don't have the Wukong, who is probably your strongest guy. And you're pushing it. So Duke, if he can survive as much as he can. Okay, wrong decision. So when he did that little bit of an E, he actually should have started to walk left, not right. Walk towards the monkey. Sometimes that's just the better thing to do. So he is going to walk directly into them, but he'll just probably one-shot a Vayne, I'd imagine, if he gets to her. Doesn't actually get to her. Changes attention, which is fine. Wait for his E to come back on cooldown, and then go back in. E, wham, auto-attack, boom. And now ultimate. Ultimate. What, does he have ultimate? He doesn't have ultimate up. Okay. He might be dead. He is dead. Wasn't worth his GA to get that Vayne kill, to be honest, because GA, what, is a 3,000 gold item with a 5-minute cooldown. And let's be honest, you're buying GA for that passive. You're not buying it for anything else. But let's keep her going, though. Let's just speed it up a bit so everybody is alive, as there's not really going to be anything going on while everybody's dead. Misfortune, completely not here right now. Still not here. Gets engaged on. If she dies right now, completely her own fault. Simply not paying attention. There is no excuse for that at all. Like, legit none. Apart from just bad. Again, some people say that's harsh. That's true. You should always be paying attention when you're basing. We, as my friend group called them, Kirby bases. If you're in shop while basing, well, you better be in your territory and making sure nobody's getting to you. But when you have full vision of the enemy team, they were right here, you change. You run away. She had both summoners up and didn't even use them if they didn't just come up. But yeah, not good at all. So this Misfortune has made a lot of mistakes. That's why, by the way, she's died 12 times this game, which is a ridiculous amount of deaths for an AD carry. In an AD carry-centric meta. But let's, hopefully, when everybody's alive, Misfortune's alive now. I was going to say, there's a lot of farm in bot lane, but really they should just be grouping. They should just be grouping and looking for a team fight. Vayne randomly in a bush by herself does clear a ward. Going to be still by herself for some reason. Wukong going in by himself too. Does get 1 kill v3. Gragas coming in a little bit too late. But that was probably good double stun. But that was probably a little bit more that the Wukong went in, what, 1v4, I think? Vayne in the backline really not doing any damage. Zed coming in now. Protect as much as you can. Group clump up. Okay, the Gragas ultimate wasn't great. Leona does follow, which is good. Cassio now is left by herself, though, which isn't amazing. Keep protecting as much as you can. Misfortune's on a holiday, so we're just going to completely ignore what she's doing. Gragas gonna get the kill off that, which is lovely. And now Duke is left with eventually the Misfortune's back from her holiday. Hopefully she has a tan, and she will end up getting a kill. But yeah. Holy moly, this Misfortune. Like, if I was this Misfortune, I'd be very grateful to my team at the end of this game, put it that way. But anyway, hopefully they just get to push mid, get an inhibitor. When you have an inhibitor, it's a lot easier to do other things when you have super minions barreling down into their base. So you can go get that tower as 5 people. Again, there is no reason that they wouldn't be 5 people this game. Misfortune is not a split pushing AD carry. Wukong is not a split pushing top laner. Cassio, not a split pushing mid laner. This Misfortune is nuts. Alright, protect as much as you can. Keep kiting back. Misfortune does have ultimate, but you don't really want to waste it if you don't need to. And we'll go over it, and I think they're going to go get a dragon, which is another Infernal, so that's really good for my team. Hopefully they do it without much interruption. But yeah, another Infernal, which is going to add to the damage from all the people. Enemy team really don't want them to get this. Again, my team do not have Smite, no Gregor, so this is a potential 50-50. Misfortune's positioning. I don't know why. Vayne coming in by herself. Why by yourself? It doesn't make any sense. Again, if you have any thought, any decision-making of what you're doing, there's no reason to go by yourself. Again, that's why she has 17 deaths. That's ridiculous. For an actual game of League that you can tell this person isn't inting, that's a lot of deaths. That might actually be the most I've ever seen. Anyway, they're going to get the dragon now, hopefully, with the confirm. Leona gets the kill. Duke picks it up. Big knock up by the Kane. They're all jumping in. But right now, the enemy team should not be jumping in. They're all jumping in. Why are they jumping in? They should be running away as much as they can and as fast as they can. And Zed barely survives. But yeah, that was a type of situation that you don't get the dragon. All right, we didn't get it, guys. Let's go back to base. You don't jump in when you've already got a dead Vayne. Like, bad decision. But again, we want that inhibitor. We don't have the inhib yet. Hopefully they can get it now, which they should be able to do. Even if Vayne came in right now, it should be dead instantly, or the Zed. But let's keep her going. Cassio shouldn't be going by herself. Again, work as a team. Get this inhibitor. Duke is doing the correct thing right now. You can see him spam ping in the inhib. Now, hopefully no one's dead. Good stuns. Good, lovely stuns by him. But again, Duke is doing the right thing of just trying to do the most basic way to win the game is get that inhibitor. That's the most important thing. He wanted to get it. His teammates were just after those juicy, sweet kills. Now they're going to continue go for the actual base, which I don't know if it's the right decision. Like, if they get the tower, great, but potentially they could have easily got this tower a little bit better and easier. But they're going to continue going. Kane is rooted, so he couldn't jump anywhere. Cassio by herself, got to add protection to her. Stun coming down. Knock up coming down, and Cassio is going to go down. So there's a little bit of overstay going with probably the wrong decision of what tower to go for. Wouldn't have gone for that one. I'd go for this one for a couple reasons. One, it's easier to get. Two, it's closer to the exit. It's closer to leave their base, so it's safer. Wukong does pick up one kill on the Diana, though. Is potentially going to get more, doesn't, though. Misfortune not coming down. With no one CC'd. Misfortune in the backline now has GA, so the Zed doesn't really even do anything to her. Will go down to the Misfortune anyway. Wukong good jumping on the Vayne. One more auto attack does get it. With the Camille, unfortunately not having her greatest game either. Returning for the kill, and boom, there you go. So that, I would think, is the game. Pretty much a clown fiesta. The Zed got way too fed for what he should have done. Just basic management of bot lane would have made that Zed completely useless. But again, this is an example of why you shouldn't play off meta things. Zed didn't do his job, what he needed to do, and that also made Vayne a lot harder to do anything. Like, yes, she played bad. She had 19 deaths, but when half of her own farm is being taken in her own lane, she's obviously not going to be as strong as she's going to be normally. So maybe some of her decision-making was like, oh, by 10 minutes, I'm normally this strong. I'm going to go in. And she just wasn't that strong. So that's going to be the commentary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, rate a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys next time.